What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we have more parts for the Mark II, and maybe, just maybe, if I'm feeling crazy, we might go through and actually wash the car again, but just maybe. You know, a part of me might miss that a little bit when it's gone, but at the same time, like, that sounds kind of gotta go. So over the past month, we have done a ton of work to the Mark II, and this car has definitely come a very, very long way in that time. And today, we have a little bit more work to do. We have ignition stuff over here, new fuel filter right there, and new brakes for the front of the car. So today, we'll start up here in the engine bay, do all the ignition stuff, then move down under the car, do the brakes, then move to the back and do the fuel filter, and then she'll be done and good to go. As you guys have seen throughout the videos, this car actually runs very, very well. Once I swapped to the new starter and actually got it running, I mean, this thing honestly runs great. But at the same time, I don't know all the maintenance history aside from what I've done, the starter, the water pump, the radiator, that kind of stuff. Also, my goal is not to rebuild the entire 1.8 in this car, but for the time being that this engine is still in the car, I want it to be reliable. One thing super nice about this engine, having no manifold in the front, it's all back here. Getting to your spark plugs and your plug wires is so easy. If you have a 2.0 ABA with the manifold right here, you know these inner ones are an actual pain to get to and it's super frustrating, but this one, nothing's in the way. Very nice. All right, these are all unplugged. We're unplugged up here from the coil pack up top. Pull that through, and then we'll go ahead and pop little tabs here off. One on this side and one on the back side, like so. And then all of this out. All right, let's pull these plugs out and see how they're looking. Oh, this is the wrong size. All right, take two. This should be the right size. There we go. I don't know why they didn't look that big. Also, looking at it now, this center one, look so high this one is compared to like that one. See how flush this one is? It's almost to the bottom. This one's way, way up. Like my finger fits underneath that whole entire thing. Is it loose? Not loose. The rest are all down the entire way, but this one, I hope you can see that. This one is way up. Like my finger fits underneath that whole section. And this one, it's like all the way flat. So it also looks kind of crooked. Like look at this one. And then look at that one. It's like sitting this way. I really hope it's not cross-threaded in like that, because that would kind of ruin my day. Well, I guess we'll find out here in a second. All right, so at the current moment, I'm gonna need everybody to cross their fingers that this next plug I'm gonna take out is not cross-threaded in there, which to leave it that high and not off angle like that, I mean, it must be, but maybe someone just got lazy and I don't know. We'll see. All right, first plug coming out. How we looking? Actually not bad. Not full oil, none of that. So there is plug number one. Big old beefy thing. Hopefully I ordered the right one. I should have. Okay, on to, oh, that's terrifying. Oh, it's tight in there. Do I just leave it? I mean, this car is running fine as it is. Do I just leave it and let it be? Do I just swap the other three and leave this one in? I mean, if it's like cross-threaded and the threads are destroyed, I can't really do much. I mean, I can't re-tap it because then metal's gonna fall down on the head. Do I just leave it or do I take it out? I mean, it's visibly crooked in there, so someone just sent it in. Pain. All right, well, let me do these ones. See, easy. This spins no problem. There you go. Plug number 3. Okay, and we'll do our last one here. Oh, where goes that one? There. Next plug. Okay, this last one, what do you do? I mean, I guess if it's cross-threaded now, I can take it back out, and I guess I can just put it back in the way it is. They're so tight. Always something. Well, I could just replace 3 and leave this one. I guess let's pull it out, whatever. Well, I'm at a dilemma. Do I leave it? Do I take it out? We'll come back to that in a minute. Alright, I'm just doing it. It's coming out. It loosened up after a few turns, so I mean that's good at least. Let's see how it looks down here. I mean, actually, it doesn't look... I thought it'd be like all tore up, but honestly, I don't see any like cross-threading on here. Like all the grooves are still there. And the threads on the cylinder heads look to be fine. So I don't know what happened, but it looks okay. So I think we're fine there. I think we dodged a bullet. I mean, you can see where it was getting kind of tight towards the top, but all of the actual threads are still there. None of them are like smushed, like mashed together. And looking, it's hard to see, but looking down in there, all the threads are still there and nothing's destroyed. So the new one should go in okay, if I got the right ones, because these ones look kind of specific, but I should have got the right ones. We'll see. All right, here's one of our brand new Mk2 plugs. Next to these ones, a little different style, but the fitment for the thread size and how thick this section here is looks to all be almost exactly the same, so should be fine. Also, these ones, this top piece doesn't thread. In case my new plug wires don't fit the larger one, we can pull this off and go to the smaller one like these ones have. So either way, these should be fine. So looking at the new plug wires here, you can see inside of there, these are the larger ones, so our new plugs with the little cap on top do fit, no problem. Just like so, good to go. All right, so 3 of the 4 spark plugs are in. You can see 1, 2, and 3. The 4th one is not in. It does thread in, no problem, but it sits sideways like the last one did, and I can't get it all the way down. The threads in there aren't like destroyed, but I don't know how someone sent it in kind of crooked and just re-threaded it down. So what I'm gonna try and do is get a thread chasing tool from my AutoZone, go through and try and clean this out a little bit and re-tap it straight down. They said it's okay to do it actually on the car with some grease on the tap itself. Being very, very careful, then afterwards blow all the aluminum shavings out, if any, and then you should be good to go. So I'm gonna go to AutoZone real fast, grab that tool, re-thread this straight down. That way this can sit where it's supposed to. I mean, it was working before you guys saw the car ran, no problem, but I want it to be, you know, like the rest of them and not like this. So we're gonna jump on that. Alright, so something I have never noticed, and I'm only realizing it now because I have the 2 cars parked side by side. The Mark II might be longer or the exact same length as a Mark IV wagon. Like, look at this. This is back to back. You can see lined up right there. And look at the front. I mean, the Mark IV might have it by like 3-4 inches maybe, but as a wagon you would think this car would be crazy long compared to a sedan, but they're almost the exact same size, which is crazy. I never thought about that. I always think the wagon would be the longest one. Look at this, front to front. And then I guess if you count the plate, it's like identical to the front, and then looking at the rear, I mean, like, they're almost identical. which also leads me to believe if you hacked off the back section of a Mark IV wagon, you just slap around a Mark II. Interesting. Yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. A Mark II Jetta sedan is almost the exact same length as a Mark IV. I have to actually look it up and see the official length of both cars, but I'd say it's gotta be within like 2-3 inches from one to the other. Kind of cool. All right, so here is our tool of choice. This is the spark plug chaser. This one goes through, it's not as sharp as your normal thread chaser. That way there's not as much metal shavings falling down into the engine, which will blow out afterwards, but that's what it's supposed to do. So hopefully take this one, send it down nice and straight, and not have the current issue we have. If it works like that, I hope so. Also have some grease here to go around the edge of this, keeping the metal shavings stuck to this, and hopefully not falling too much down into the cylinder. That's the plan. Hopefully this goes well, and we have a nice fitting spark plug after this. All right, there she is. Sent it down as straight as I possibly could. Went down without too much trouble. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin it back out, and hopefully this goes in perfectly straight and sits like all the rest of them. And this is how our thread is looking afterwards. You can see some aluminum bits towards the tip there, but the majority of it's stuck thanks to the grease. So I'm gonna go through, get the air, blow everything out of the cylinder as best I can, and then send the plug in. I gotta say, a little nerve-wracking, but we got it. Look at us now. Everything nice and even. From the top side you can see. Perfectly straight like all the rest of them. All the way down you can see to the bottom nice and flush like it's supposed to be. Good to go. I'm proud of myself. Old me would have just let it be crooked halfway in there. The car still ran fine, but I want to do it right, clean the threads, make it straight again, and now bam. Good to go. So distributor, plug wires, coil pack, and then in here we are done. Engine bay work is done. Let's see how she starts up now. Maybe my big old can will be gone now that all 4 spark plugs are actually where they're supposed to be. Pretty smooth. Normally spark plugs don't really add any power to the car, but now that 4th one's actually down where it's supposed to be, I assume the car must feel a little bit better. But running smooth so far. Cool. All right, so with that out of the way, let's move on to brakes. If you take a look over here, we can see, well, first off, our beautiful brake calipers with matching dust cover. Love all of that. And what you also see is how beat up these poor rotors are. Crusty on top with a huge lip right here, and the face has tons of heat spots on it. The pad itself actually still has a little bit of meat left, so it still worked, not as bad as the Passat was, but obviously this isn't great. So what we have over here is a massive 239 non-vented rotor for the car. I mean, these things are, they're huge. All jokes aside, obviously this is a stock size rotor put back on the car. Later on, before the 3.6 swap, we will do bigger brakes, whether 256 vented, 280mm vented, maybe even bigger than that, I don't know. But for the time being, this will be all we need. So we've got the old rotor here off, and both the old pads. On these Mark IIs, you have one this shape for the outside, and then this shape, a more traditional shape, for the inside. But they were, I guess, originally black at one point. The new ones, look at these bad boys. They're gold. Look how fancy that is. And also, I didn't think these pads were that bad. I mean, there's still some meat left on them, but looking at that compared to like huge difference. And also gold. So we're gonna have gold with the gray. Guess it is what it is. Kind of cool, I guess. All right, let me show you the passenger side first. All original, nothing's been changed. Now let me show you the driver's side. I will say I don't know if I ever would have gone out of my way to pick gold brake pads, but I'm not really mad about it. Kind of feeling it. The gold and the gray is kind of cool. All right, brakes are officially done. Honestly, the gold's kind of cool with the gray. I don't mind it at all. So now, no more crusty brake rotors looking ugly back there. Everything's nice and new, nice and clean. looking good. Last thing for today, we have a fuel filter for the car. All right, so if you've never seen a fuel filter on a Mark II, it's right there. At least on an 87 Jetta, it's right there. You have a nut on this side for this banjo bolt, one on the far side, and one looks like a 10 holding this bracket. That's it. Should be fairly easy. Probably just spill some fuel, but should be easy to do. All right, let me show you guys the bottom of the car so you can see right there. Bam. So fuel filter is in and good to go. Ignition stuff's done, brakes done. Let's run the car, make sure we have no leaks, and then she's good. She's probably gonna take a minute to start up. We'll see how long she actually takes. Let me pump the brakes, get the pressure back on those things. That feels good. All right, let's see what she's got. Build that pressure back up. So we just dump all our fuel on the ground. Up. There she is. There she is. No problem at all. Let's check for leaks. Good, so no leaks, running smooth, not a bad day. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. Since everything went so well in the car today, I think got done, we are good to go. We victory lap the car to Qdoba, we get a burrito, some chips, some queso, and then we come back home and we chill. All right, so before we go too far, let's make sure our brakes still work. Okay. All right, brakes seem to be doing their job. All right, no problem. Now they're not like, you know, 4-piston Brembos, but the car still stops as it should, so no complaints there. Something is rattling back there. That's really annoying. It might be the light surround above that third brake light. Yeah, I'm thinking so. We gotta fix that. Ooh, look at that. Not a bad day for a cruise in the Mark II. All fixed up, our fuel filter, ignition stuff. We got some new brakes in the car. Now we're gonna get a burrito. Good day. The sky looks crazy. Love that. Ooh, all the power. Oh, that rattle back there, I'm gonna have to, whew, that's gotta go. Good old Qdoba. You know, it's not Chipotle, but it's good. I'll take it. All right, Mr. Subaru, get in there. Your light bar. Get in there, bud. There you go. You don't want the smoke. We're from Texas, too. A little STI from Texas. Ooh, we're both going to Qdoba? Alright. Dude, the sky looks insane right now. I love it. Oh, yes. Big bag of goodies. Got the good old pineapple. Always my favorite. And the guavas look good, too. Got some chips. Got a burrito. Gonna be a good night. Want a cold start? Well, mildly warm start. Right up like a champ. Every time I drive this car, I'm just blown away by how just good this car runs. 87 with 180,000 miles, and she runs like she's brand new. So I think with that, for the time being, maintenance wise on Mark II, think we're good. Everything works, everything functions, everything operates on the car exactly how it should. And I think for right now, I don't want to say it too loud because the car's right here and you can hear me, but I think for right now, maintenance-wise on the car, we are completely good to go, which means very, very soon, hopefully, we can lower this car down. I want to have all maintenance done first. I want a good, reliable car first, and then we can do all the cool stuff afterwards. We did toss on the wheels kind of soon, but I had them laying around, so that was easy to do. But next up, hopefully very soon, we can lower this car down. Oh, this car, I mean, the car looks great as it is right now, this height, but this thing's gonna look so good lowered down, just cruising in the streets, you know? But with that, gonna end today's video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.